You ever get that strange feeling like something's crawling under your skin, whispering to you when everything else goes quiet? Not a voice exactly, more like a pressure. Like the whole world just paused for a second just for you and said, listen. Not because you're special, not because you're chosen. No. Because you've been too good ignoring everything that matters. Too busy pretending. Playing the game. Smiling when you're cracking inside. You wear that face like a mask, don't you? Brave, strong, fine, but deep down you're drowning, and the funny part, none notices. They think you've got it all together. Job. Friends. Maybe even a nice pair of shoes. But inside, chaos. Distraction, modern medicine for the soul, right? Look at you scrolling, tapping, liking, laughing at things you don't even find funny. You've become an expert, a real magician, in making the important disappear. Poof. Just like that. Another notification. Another 5-second video, another reason to look away from what's clawing at you from the inside. It's almost impressive, really, the way you keep yourself busy. As if movement equals progress. As if noise drowns out truth. But let me ask you something, when was the last time you sat in silence? No music, no screen, no distractions, just you. You and that little voice in your head that you've gotten so good at ignoring. You don't like that voice, do you? It's too honest, too raw. It knows things you'd rather not face. So you keep it quiet. You turn up the volume on everything else so you don't have to hear it. But the funny thing about that voice, it doesn't go away, it just waits patiently. Until one day the noise stops and it's the only thing you can hear. You're not running from the world. You're running from yourself. From your thoughts, your guilt, your memories, your unrealized potential. That little feeling that you were meant for more but settle for less because more required effort. It required truth. And truth is uncomfortable. So you tell yourself it's fine. I'm doing okay, I've got time. And while you're convincing yourself of that, days pass. Then weeks. Then years. And now you don't recognize who you are anymore, do you? Because distraction isn't harmless, it changes you. It rewires you. Every time you ignore your inner pull to do something meaningful, and instead choose comfort, you dull yourself. Bit by bit, numb. Numb to the call. Numb to the purpose. Numb to the urgency. You see, people don't destroy their lives all at once. No, that would be too obvious. They do it slowly, one compromise at a time. One ignored gut feeling at a time. One I'll do it tomorrow at a time. And every time you distract yourself from the real work, the inner work, you trade purpose for pleasure. And pleasure, it's got a short fuse. It fizzles out. Leaves you empty. Leaves you needing more of it just to feel something. It's a trap. A beautiful, glittering, soul-rotting trap. And the worst part, everyone around you is doing it too. So it feels normal. Everyone's addicted to avoiding themselves. No one's talking about it, but they're all suffering from it. You feel it. That low-level anxiety humming in your chest, that voice saying, there's more. There's something you're missing. But you hush it with another playlist, another binge, another scroll through people's fake lives while yours sits untouched, waiting. Isn't it interesting how easy it is to focus on things that don't matter, but incredibly hard to focus on the ones that do? You can spend hours watching other people live, but can't give yourself 10 minutes to ask, what am I doing here? Not here like on this couch, I mean here on this planet, in this life, breathing, existing. There was a time maybe when you felt like you had a purpose. Maybe as a kid. Maybe when no one was watching and your mind wandered to dreams too big to say out loud. But life has a way of teaching you to shrink, to be realistic, to survive instead of live. So you start shrinking. You make yourself smaller to fit into jobs you hate, relationships that drain you, patterns that numb you. And the whole time you distract yourself with the very things that keep you from breaking out of the cycle. But here's something people rarely admit. Your distractions aren't random. They're calculated. They're precise. You choose the ones that keep you farthest from your truth. You know what pulls you in. You know what keeps you sedated. But if you ever stopped, if you ever went dark for a day, no phone, no noise, no pretending you might hear something you haven't heard in a long time, you might remember. Remember who you were before the distractions, before the compromises, before you buried your own fire under layers of comfort and convenience. And once you remember, you can't forget again. You can't go back to living like a ghost, floating through life with your eyes open but your soul asleep. That's the danger of waking up. It makes sleep feel like death. And deep down, that's what you've been afraid of all along. Not failing, not struggling, but waking up and realizing you've wasted time you can't get back. So go ahead, pick up the phone again. Or don't, maybe for once, sit in the silence and let it speak. Let it tear through the noise like a scream in an empty room. Let it remind you of everything you tried to forget. Pain is such a fascinating little beast, isn't it? It creeps in uninvited, drips into your chest like a slow leak, makes a home right behind your ribs where you can't quite reach. And what do you do with it? You dress it up. Call it stress. Call it just tired. Maybe throw a joke over it to keep the questions from coming. You bury it deep. Deep enough that you almost convince yourself it's gone. But it's not gone. Oh no. It's just waiting. Brewing. Smiling. Because pain is smarter than you. It knows when to hide and when to scream. And right now it's screaming and you're still pretending you don't hear it. Cute. People act like pain is some kind of glitch in the system, like something went wrong. But what if it's the only part that's working exactly the way it's supposed to? What if that gut-wrenching, soul-splitting ache is the alarm, the message, the tap on the shoulder from the universe that says, wake up, sweetheart, you're not where you're supposed to be. But you keep reaching for the mute button, trying to medicate it, distract from it, justify it. And all the while it grows louder, heavier, uglier. Because you don't fix pain by avoiding it. You don't heal it by numbing it, you listen. But no one teaches you that, do they? They just tell you to smile through it, to grind, to be strong, be resilient. Get over it. And every time you hear that, another brick goes up around your chest, until one day you've built a wall so high even you can't see over it anymore. That pain you buried, that wasn't weakness, that was the truth. That was the moment you were supposed to pivot, change course, do something, but you didn't. You shut it down. Because facing it meant facing you. And nobody wants that. No one wants to admit they stayed too long in a dead place, that they ignored the signs, that they lied to themselves just to keep things looking tidy on the outside. Because that's what really matters, right? Appearances. God forbid someone sees the cracks. God forbid someone realizes you don't have it all together, so you lie. To them, to yourself, every damn day, and the pain keeps knocking. Louder each time. Until one day it doesn't knock. It kicks the damn door in, and there's nothing left to hide behind. Ever wonder why some days feel heavy for no reason? Why you snap at people who didn't do anything wrong? Why you feel tired even after 8 hours of sleep? That's not burnout. That's buried pain boiling over. That's your body, your mind, your soul screaming, look at me. Listen to me, stop running. But you don't. You lace up your shoes tighter and run faster. And thinking if you just keep going, it'll fade, that maybe if you outwork it, outperform it, outthink it, it'll disappear. But it doesn't. It just digs deeper roots. It sits in the quiet moments, in the silence after the show, in the darkness when the crowd is gone and it's just you. And that's when it whispers the truth you've been too afraid to hear. You're not okay. And you haven't been for a while. But instead of listening, you call it a phase, a rut, a funk. Anything but what it is. Because if you name it, you'll have to face it. You'll have to unravel it. And what if when you start pulling the thread, the whole thing falls apart? What if everything you built, your identity, your image, your routine, was constructed on top of a lie? That's the real fear. Not the pain itself, but what the pain will reveal. And yet, if you don't face it, you'll live like this forever. A walking contradiction. A smile on your face and a war inside your chest. Fighting battles no one sees. Screaming for help in a language no one understands. But maybe that pain wasn't sent to break you. Maybe it was sent to break the illusion. to rip away everything fake so you can finally see what's real. Maybe it's not your enemy, it's your guide. That deep ache, that emptiness, that unspoken grief, maybe that's the compass, the signal. The flashing red light telling you you're off track, that you've settled, that you've compromised too much, that the life you're living isn't the one you were meant for. And if you just stop, if you just listen, maybe then you'd realize it's not there to hurt you. It's there to wake you up. Comfort. The soft poison. The velvet noose. People think pain is the enemy, that the screaming in your head is what'll kill you, but no, no, no. It's the couch. It's the warm bed at noon when the dreams are still clinging to your face. It's the routine. Same road, same job, same people, same conversations, safety, predictability, numbness in a silk robe. You don't even notice it happening, do you? That little drip of ease, day after day, it sedates you. Takes the fire out of your gut, replaces it with a warm sigh and a shrug. And you call that peace? No, that's decay with manners. You used to want more, you did. Don't lie. You wanted to climb, burn, run, scream, change something, maybe change everything. But you got tired, you got distracted. Or maybe you just got offered something a little more pleasant than growth, because growth be know where it hurts. So you traded the ache of becoming for the comfort of staying the same. And now look at you. Still stagnant, soft. You tell yourself you're resting, that you're recovering, that you'll get back to it when the timing's right. But you won't. Because the longer you sit in comfort, the harder it is to move. Muscles atrophy, dreams shrink. The hunger dies and what's left is this shell. It's funny, isn't it? How you romanticize ease, how you chase stability like it's salvation. But salvation without struggle is just sedation. There's no glory in safe. There's no story in perfect. Every hero bled for it. Every legend broke. But you're scared of a little failure. Scared of looking stupid. Scared of starting over. So you stay here. In this padded prison you've decorated with little things to keep you distracted. You keep the fire low so you don't burn the house down. But what if that fire was meant to consume everything that isn't you? The harder it is to move, muscles atrophy, dreams shrink. The hunger dies, and what's left is this shell. You say you're alive, you say you're breathing. But when was the last time you felt it? Not just going through the motions, not just passing the time. I mean, felt that raw, wild pull towards something bigger. You remember that feeling? Or did comfort kill it? Smother it with logic, with schedules, with caution signs. Comfort whispers, don't risk it, don't push. Stay where it's warm, and every time you listen, you die of times. Not all at once, not dramatically, just slowly, quietly, like a light fading at dusk. No one notices until it's dark. And the world, oh, it loves when you stay comfortable. Because you're easier to control when you're numb. You're predictable. You spend money to feel something. You follow trends so you don't stand out. You buy into lies because truth requires effort. They want you dull, passive, tamed. And how you gave them exactly what they wanted. You stop questioning. You stop chasing. You stop fighting, and you wonder why it feels like something's missing. Like something inside you is screaming. Maybe because it is. But no, keep scrolling. Keep laughing at videos that don't make you laugh. Keep pretending everything's fine. Keep sipping from the cup of normal and calling it joy, but you know, deep down you know. You weren't built for lukewarm. You weren't meant to sit still and rot politely. There's something in you that remembers, that ancient echo that shouts when it's quiet enough. But you drown it because comfort told you it's safer that way, and maybe it is. Maybe safe is where the pain doesn't reach. But safe is also where purpose goes to die. It's where dreams fade into what ifs and you convince yourself that average is enough. You decorate the cage, throw some quotes on the wall, and tell yourself you're free. But you're not. You're just calm. And calm without depth. It's a coffin with good lighting. You don't need more time. You don't need another sign. You don't need everything to be perfect before you move. You just need to admit it, that you're not okay with comfort anymore, that the silence is getting louder, that the mirror's starting to look like a stranger, that every day you sit still, something sacred inside you slips further away. And once it's gone, oh, you don't get it back with wishful thinking. You get it back with chaos, with risk, with the fire you've been too afraid to light again. The one comfort told you was dangerous, but maybe that danger was the point. Maybe it's the only thing that ever truly wakes you up. Trust. Now there's a twisted little joke, a pretty word people toss around like candy at a parade. Trust me, I've got your back. You can count on me. But most of the time when people say trust, what they really mean is, let me control how you see me. Because real trust, that's not about smiles and soft voices. That's about giving someone the keys to your mind and hoping they don't burn the place down while you sleep. And yet we're wired to crave it. We want to believe in something, someone, anything. Because the alternative is chaos. And chaos scares people, but me. I like chaos because it tells the truth. And truth is ugly, it's raw. It's the crack in the foundation that everyone tries to paint over with cheap optimism. And real trust lives in that crack. Not the surface. Not the show. Down in the dirt where the lies fester and the real faces hide. See, everyone wears a mask. Everyone. And the ones who scream I'm real the loudest, they're usually the best actors. Because trust isn't proven when things are calm. It's tested in the storm. And that's where people fall apart. That's where the masks slip. That's where you learn that trust is less about who they are and more about how much of yourself you were willing to gamble. You gave your trust too easy, didn't you? Thought loyalty meant safety. Thought love meant forever. Thought promises were real just because they were whispered with conviction. And what happened? Betrayal. Lies, silence. When you needed answers, you looked at someone and saw the whole damn universe. But they looked at you and saw a convenience store. Open late, no cameras, take what they need and disappear before dawn. And you still blamed yourself. As if you were too much, too intense, too broken. But maybe, just maybe, they were never built to hold what you gave. Now the trust is gone, but the scar is permanent. And you don't even realize how deep it goes, how it shaped the way you move now. You flinch when people get close. You second guess the ones who stay. You smile and nod, but inside there's a barricade of barbed wire wrapped around your heart. You tell yourself you're just being careful now, smarter but deep docile. You're not careful. You're cold. Not smarter. Just scared. And every time you shut someone out, it's not strength, it's survival. And survival doesn't always look pretty, does it?